So hopefully most of you guys like these build videos. If you don't, obviously just skip to the completed build. But I like to showcase and kind of show you guys what I'm doing, what I did, why I got those ideas, or what I'm trying to accomplish as I'm putting it together, because it's pretty easy to do a video like this and tell you kind of what my plan is and where I got the ideas. So I'm going to go ahead here and make basically, like I would call it, an M4-AK CQB. And it's going to be kind of a combination of an M4A1 and kind of a CQB style short AK-47 or AK-74. And let's talk about it a little bit. First off, for the gearbox, I started with just a standard Gen 8 M4A1. I'm not going to be able to use priming in this build, so I didn't care that it doesn't have priming. Replaced everything, the motor, the gears, everything in there. Used a ported cylinder since we're going to a shorter metal barrel. Again, just kind of guessed. That's the ported cylinders I had laying around, so hopefully it's going to play nice with this shorter barrel. All right, so I 3D printed this piece. Now this piece is kind of a combination where I put together and built a lot of pieces together that, the bottom handguard, the top handguard, this receiver piece that allows it to actually fit on there. And then these were some custom pieces I added, and I'll tell you why in a moment. So it's already got the grip built into it. And then this is a metal kind of outer barrel. The inner barrel is going to come through there. You can see I put some heat inserts there, and that is because that is how we're going to attach the front sight piece, right? So we're going to go ahead and one bolt is going to come through here, that fake top barrel, and then the other one through there on the bottom where it's been reinforced as well. So that should go on there. Those should line up nicely as they did initially, and hopefully they still do, right? Got some little white rails that are going on the sides here, white rail that goes up top. Was initially going to do all white, kind of like a Stormtrooper, but I still think combining the white and the black is good because we're going to have the black grip. I'm going to leave the cover here black. We're going to have some other little black pieces here and there. So I thought that actually we'll go black and white. All right. So then what I wanted to do was incorporate this AK dust cover. So it is actually going to line up on top via this piece, right? This piece is going to actually come all the way over here. This goes on here, and it's going to line up perfect. And in order to make that line up, I obviously had to build up the top here of the receiver. So this is an ugly piece because the only part you're going to see is this, which is, painted. You can see that. But basically just built up, took another rail, mounted it on top, used some heat inserts for when we're going to mount the dust cover. This will go on top. Dust cover will go on there, and then it'll line up nicely with this piece on top to connect to this piece I built up like this, okay? And it actually looks fine when it's on there. Right now, it might, in your head, seem like it's going to look a little cattywampus. It'll look good. This piece, again, doesn't need to be a pretty piece, so it's just been kind of melted to the right and sanded to the right size, is actually going to go in here, where since we're not having any sort of priming handle, and again, it's going to be covered. So this will be put in here kind of permanently, and then a bolt will go down through there to hold the back of that down. Okay, so again, using heat inserts and M4 nuts and bolts in the case of this. So really, it'll still be done without doing any sort of damage to the actual M4 receiver at all, just replacing parts. I made this little kind of mini stock, which I thought was kind of cool. So a little shortened stock. This was an old stock from a old Anstoy AK-47, which you can still see on Amazon. And then basically, I just made it so that it can receive a buffer tube. And then you can open the back, put your battery in there. So I just thought that was something cool and different, which I have not shown before. So that's kind of the quick rundown. Lots of parts and pieces, lots of painting. Definitely, I put a little bit of texture on this. It printed nice, but it was weird. One side printed perfect. The other side had some sanding work that needed to be done. So I never fully understand why the printer acts the way it does. But overall, very happy with how everything's turned out thus far. Now you just hope that everything goes back together just like it did before paint. And hopefully we'll have a really cool kind of mini M4-AK CQB style gel blaster with some decent performance due to the upgrades, the ported cylinder, that kind of thing. Be great if we could get to 300, but anything over 250 I think will be cool, based on that I'm just kind of randomly guessing with the port and just kind of putting things together based on what I have around. All right, so check back for the completed video. Of course, we'll do some demo videos, and let me know what you guys think of some of these different crazy builds I do. And make sure to participate in those giveaways every month too.